Okay, Art 111. I just got the kit today. I ordered it several weeks ago and it just arrived. First up is your folding portfolio. I wanted a portfolio even though you are not currently carrying your materials back and forth. But I don't know what your living situation is like. And also the dean estimates that we will be able to access studios before the end of the quarter, and so I wanted you to be able to carry your materials with you. Now, those of you who have been around the art department, you know that we typically use much larger portfolios. This is 17 by 21, and we usually have one that's 24 by 36 or something like that, much larger. But we're working from home, and I don't know what your living situation is like, so I wanted something that would be challenging, bigger than just working in a tiny sketchbook, but also respectful of your space. And also, you know, it's going to be cheaper. So this is for you to be able to put all your art materials, your paper and pad in there, and carry it. So like if you're working in your kitchen or in your dining room, you can still take this back to your room, or in a common room, you can take this back to your room when you're all done, and not run into trouble with your roommates or family mates or little kids getting into your stuff. All right, so that's the portfolio that comes in with it, and it's got a nice handle and fabric, and so you'll be able to use this for years to come. It's very large and it's lined in plastic, so it'll keep your drawings safe from the rain, because you know it does rain in Seattle. Along with our portfolio, we have two pads of paper. We have a pad of newsprint, and this is what we can do our work on toned paper, and a lot of our practice drawings and first drawings go in here. And then we have our 12 by 18 quality white drawing paper, and this you want to use for any drawing that you will take an hour or more. You want to use the good drawing paper. Newsprint is really great because you can use white and gray and black against it, and it really shows up nicely. But it doesn't last as long as the white drawing. So any of your really good work you want in here. You also have this small drawing board and clips, and I'll show you how you use these. So you open these clips and you put them on the drawing board. And so what I do is I'm going to grab my chair here. Let's move this over a little bit so you can see. So I'll just sit and I can prop my drawing board and draw. Now for some of my demos, I will be drawing flat because I put the camera right on top so you can see well and not have to look over my shoulders. But you don't want to be drawing straight down, flat like this, because sometimes you draw flat like this and it looks really good, and then when you put it up on a wall, the proportions are off, and that beautiful portrait now suddenly looks like it's a horse face. It elongates things in a way that you didn't necessarily want. So this is why we have our drawing board, and we have these clips to keep our paper handy. And then you just, when you're done with a certain drawing, you flip the page and you can keep working. All right. So your kit comes with that portfolio, drawing board, two pads of paper. Let's see what's in here. Discover together. You have like a second little portfolio that brings all the rest of the materials, and it's a really handy way to keep all of your stash organized. and away from, you know, pets and fellow art lovers that might be living with you. So let's take a look. So we have a set of pastels. We have a set of color pencils. We have a set of vine charcoal, and we'll be using this quite a bit. Vine charcoal is an artist material. Unless you've taken fine artist classes, you usually don't use this. Most people are used to using pencils, maybe markers, even watercolors, because there are materials that you use even in the public school system. But vine charcoal is for fine artists, and so you'll be able to use your vine charcoal. Let's look at our pencils. You have an pencil sharpener, nice and metal. I like the metal ones because they last you for a lifetime. You have a gum or a kneaded eraser, and what happens is you take them out of the package. Don't, you know, sometimes I have students who leave part of it in the package because they don't want it to get dirty. You need it to be in your hand, and if you're right-handed, you keep it in your left while you're working, and the warmer it gets, the easier it is to knead. Or if you're left-handed, you keep it in your right. And what you do, it's a self-healing eraser. And what you can do is it's like a gummy, right? You just stretch it, and you can also get it, like if you need to erase like a really fine line, you can just squeeze it. Look at, I squeezed it into this, like it's a clay almost, into a line, and I can come in and erase the tiniest little shape very easily with these. And they're self-healing. They last for years and years. So it's better for you. I know, you know, some people who are very careful with their things like to keep them in the plastic, but honest to goodness, they look, after a while, they get really nasty. They look black or whatever, but they work perfectly fine. A lot of my other erasers, see, look at mine. This is the same thing as this. And they start to get dirty, and I have to like kind of use another sheet of paper, almost like a sandpaper, to erase so that I can erase. But this always erases. You have your Mars plastic eraser. These are fantastic. They'll really get stuff white. If it can be erased, this will do it. We have two soft pencils. One is a 4 and one is a 6. And the reason I go with soft pencils is because I want to kind of force you to draw dark. People are used to working with their number 2 pencil, which is an HB. It's a very hard pencil, doesn't deposit a lot of graphite. And so a lot of the beautiful drawings that you might have been doing all these years are practically invisible to the eye. So these kind of force you to work darker. And if you learn how to control a dark pencil, you can control any pencil. You also have a charcoal pencil. Now this you can't sharpen in here. I'm going to show you, and I'll show you this again, how you sharpen this. Let me put it against white. So see this little thread? I'm going to pull down on that little thread, just so. And then it's kind of, do you remember putting glue on the palm of your hand? Or if you're like me, you know, I'm from the tropics, so we used to get sunburn a lot. I used to peel my sunburn, or that's kind of gross. But see, you just like turn it, pull down and peel. And now I have a pencil point. And then you also get, these are called stumps. Another name for them in French is torchons. So sometimes you go to the art supply store and you'll see them named stumps or torchons. And these, they kind of look like cardboard pencils. And we're gonna use these with our pastels and with our charcoals. to create value studies. We have a Sumi brush. And you have to wet it to be able to use it. Right now it's starched, just as if it came back from the dry cleaners. And that's something that you can do if your brushes ever get nasty. You can put a little, just like you would your hair, you know, put a little, not oil, but put a little conditioner on it and let it dry, or a little soap and let it dry in a point, and then it'll go back. I'll tell you, this is a Sumi brush that I've had for maybe 15 years. It's just a little bigger than yours. And they're cheap brushes, but man, they last a long time. And as soon as you wet them, you can get a fine point again. So this will last you a lifetime. We get ink to go with. Just gonna pop this open. We get ink and we get a marker. And our marker has fine point and fat end too. And I believe that is all the materials that we get in our set. You know what? I didn't open your pastels. I think I'm going to do that now so you can see all the colors that come in it. And so we use these by themselves, and we also use them in combination with the color pencils. Artists, you're like, you can see like my, oh look, you can see in my mirror, you can see my video. I'll show you my weird video contraption. My husband set this up so I can videotape for you guys. I'm telling you, you are bringing a whole new world to me. I had no idea I was ever going to teach online. So, hey, thank you for bringing some excitement to my life. I'll see you online. Don't forget, go to the pages. There's a survey you have to take today and send me in so I know what your technology situation is. And let me know if you're having any issues with your kits. Call Dick Blick and order those kits right away. And if you're running Start or in Lunch Assisted, let me know right away so that I can get the dean on this. All right. See you later, artists.